Hey folks, so this is gonna be a series about my existing Homelab setup. There's this reason why. So my Homelab is currently down, right? I'm pretty sure it's probably down. Just for you know, quick overview. I mean, I do have a tweet, I think, about my Homelab that I can probably show. That'll be a good way to And the reason I'm doing all this is because like I realized in my last two projects that although I love Cloudflare workers, but it's still like limiting, right? And I do want to have actually I'm not listening to music right now. So, yeah, and I do need to have some sort of native setup, and I'm not going to pay for AWS. But I was giving a talk at my local Go community meetup, and I put up my slides on a small 2.4 server for a month, and I was charged like 3,000 rupees, which is by 8, I don't know, roughly $30, right? So that's just not. I just cannot have that, right? So yeah, I know that's a fun thing, by the way. I did find my Homelab posts long back. I must have done it. I mean, it's right here, but I can't really show that. So I really want this laptop so bad, but it's not really. I think I can technically buy it in India. Oh, by the way, this I once spotted somebody who looked like a ripped dev, Chad dev, and he was actually using Nano to do something. He was actually coding something. I don't know what this looks like, but he was actually using Nano in a Starbucks, and that was amazing. So I just took a photo right there. I'm pretty sure that's how other people think of like me using, but yeah, yeah. How long back had I done my home labbing? When did I do my home lab last? You kidding me? Yeah, thank you. This is my home lab setup basically. So I have these mini PCs. These are ice. This one is I think i7 like 5, 16 GB RAM each. They do have an SSD like this. They have a 256 GB SSD. This is a 2012 Mac Mini that I got out of Marketplace, and this one is I think an i7, and this had an HDD, but I ripped it out and put basically this exact. That's why I think this says it's a bit more work. I had to put this in, and it was but it's still better than what probably Mac Minis today have. So yeah, so I have these three machines right here in my drawer, and they are actually pretty good. But so my idea was to have like a three-node cluster, and that should be able to take care of all my side project needs. Right? That was my goal. But I'll show you my current setup. Basically, what I do is I take one of these. I think this is not one. Which one of these? I don't remember which one. One of these has a BIOS setting that it auto reboots when power goes by and comes back. One of it doesn't. I need to figure out which one has that and use that as my node one. And I just been using a single node setup in spite of having three nodes basically. So I just set that same thing up today again. And multi-node will think. So my idea about multi-node is one option is I can do it over local network. Right? I can just join these over local network and do it. That's fine. But what I read, and by the way, these are on Ubuntu and K3s. I did try Ranch in the middle, but setting up the persistent volumes for them is a little painful. I mean, I can use what's it called? Rook, right? Yeah, Rook Ceph. I think and this another thing, Longhorn, right? Yeah, I think I used Longhorn last time. It was working. It was pretty much up. I had like my own Argo. I'm pretty sure the domains are still there in my Cloudflare, but I need to set things up again. Another thing that has changed in my life since the last time my home level was up is that I was an Nginx Ingress Controller user, but that got deprecated, and I moved on to a different company, and now I'm breathe East Istio all the time, so I have to switch to Istio. It's just something I have to do, right? So it just makes total sense, right? Cloudflare, Istio, ALB. That's my like breathe in from ALB and breathe out back from. So I have to move to Istio. That's the one thing I'm gonna do. because I'm a lot more comfortable with Istio than Celium. I used to use Celium before for service mesh stuff, and Celium is the newer thing. It's eBPF. Istio also has ambient mode, I know, but I don't want to do any of that right now. I'm just going to do a simple. What's wrong with this? Come on. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just going to do a simple setup with Istio sidecar mode, and that should be good. Why am I logged out of everything every time? I'm on a Chromium browser. I can do passkey. Yeah, I can do passkey. I've been on Firefox for so long that I'm just not been using passkey on Linux. Yeah, that's it. I'm in. Right. And I'm into Cloudflare as well. Cool. Wasn't I logged in like yesterday? Maybe that was on Zen again. But Zen was an amazing browser. I spent like the last year using Zen. It was amazing. And I think it should still be amazing, but I don't know. I've been facing really bad performance issues with Firefox. Even on my 48 GB RAM M4 Pro work Mac. It's just been horrible. I had to switch to something that is Zen. Like Brave doesn't allow this. Right, so that's how I found this browser called Helium, which is off my thing. Cool. So apparently there have been 138 visitors in my domain. I don't know what for. But yeah, we have our workers, we have our Ashu project. This may be this guy. Maybe I've just been accessing it from different places. Cool. So if I go to domain quickly, if I go to DNS records, what did I search there? What? What's that? If I search DNS records, it is not coming. Cool. So I have all these DNS records right now. I'm probably going to clean it. How many times are you going to tell welcome to the new experience? I, by the way, prefer the older experience. Okay. So we have some. I don't know what this one is. This is definitely not being used. I'll delete the ones that are not being used. Cherryfin, yeah, that's fine. Homelab, this is my Argo thing basically. So I'll keep it for now. Projects is fine. Slides, I'll remove this. This is pointing to my AWS tunnel, I think. Yeah, but it's expensive as hell. So removing that, this is fine. Wait, which one of these is the right one? I think it's the CNAME one. Really? I don't know. Remove read. And these are some name server records which are fine. Domain control. What is domain control though? I don't know what that is. Where did that come from? Alright. Cool. So the way you do home labs generally, right? I mean, you have to expose ports. You have to, pay for a static IP and all that. But Cloudflare solves that. There's this amazing thing called Cloudflare D. I don't know. I think browsers have got web has gotten bad in general. Cloudflare D. Why is Cloudflare search getting bad? That was like one of the best search things out there. What's going on? I don't know, verify I'm streaming. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I don't know what is wrong with this. Yeah, I am in this one, so just take me to tunnels. Connectors. Okay, fine, whatever. So these slides I'm gonna delete because this was the AWS one. I don't need that anymore. Okay, Homelab. Let's see. It's down right now. We'll figure out. Okay, do I have Tailscale on this machine? Let's see. Yay, Tailscale. This is amazing, buddy. Okay, so Tailscale is a WireGuard based VPN service that's basically free, and it lets you, and whatever paid stuff it has, there's an open source thing called, I think, some other scale, which lets you do that for free. And Salesforce Tailscale as well. Not Tailscale, but Tailscale like. But I don't need that, so I'm good with this. Tailscale up. I'll probably have to ask me to log in. sudo systemctl star tailscale sudo tailscale login. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm not logged into tailscale. I need to figure out a way to do that. It's GitHub based. Perfect. I am logged in. I love OAuth. OAuth is amazing. WebAuthn is a little more amazing though. But OAuth was amazing. Cool. So let's connect this device. Alright, take me to the dashboard. Cool, so these are my devices. Arch MVP is my current device. My nodes are all down, which is not a good thing. Even my MacBooks are not connected. Okay, so my nodes are actually powered off right now. So I'm going to power on one of the nodes. This is the one which has my USB hard disk connected. So it's the one that I'm going to use for. I was been using for Jellyfin, so it's probably that one. Yeah, it's booting. I hope that it directly connects because Tailscale is a systemd service. I hope it just connects. Let's see. If it does, I'm just going to SSH onto that and just set up a single node cluster. So we have our Argo up and our STO up. And I'm also going to stop using Nginx Ingress controller. I'm just going to switch to STO virtual service. That's set up. I could use STO gateway. Let's see. I'm going to use that. Again, by the way, infra.sh, if you don't have context on this, don't worry, you can look it up. I am going to try to keep things as clear as possible, but this is not a beginner tutorials channel, so there's plenty of resources out there. There's always ChatGPT, you can always ask. Perfect, my Homelab node 1 is now up. Cool. So I'm going to quickly go to what am I doing? Alright, so I hope my SSH config doesn't leak anything. Okay, I can't really VI it because it might have some stuff. So I'm just gonna see how many lines it is. Wait, why can't I type L? Oh, I'm in the resize mode. 68, yeah, that's a lot of stuff. That is a lot of stuff. Yesterday when I tried to SSH config wc this is fine. cp the dot file SSH config and SSH config. What is the problem? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Thank you. SSH config. This is probably just GitHub. Thank you. Okay, it already has the node 1 node 2 IPs, which are probably matching. 119 is node 1 and 91 is node 2. Perfect. So I already have the right config. This is right out of my dot files. It doesn't matter that these IPs are leaked because these are IPs of my private tailscale tailnet, so it's not going to be accessible from outside, so that's totally okay. I'm going to increase the font so that it's visible a little better. I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, cool. So we have the stuff. I am also going to make this a little. Sorry. Bear in mind, I just cannot access my. Oh, what is this? Why is Kolima stuff? Okay, doesn't matter. I don't think I need that here. This is it. Alright. SSH node 1, I should be able to connect to my node 1. Perfect. Does this have, so I'm on my node 1 right now. I want to see if it has gates set up. It does not. Perfect. So I'm going to do sudo k3s uninstall, or I don't think we do have anything. I'm just going to check docker ps. It does have this running. I don't need this anymore. What is this for again? Yeah, I don't need this. Docker rm hyphen f nginx. Nginx is amazing, but I don't need this. Cool. So I'm just going to take you through my current setup, which is basically, let me go here, quit this, put a new one, and cool. So I keep this stuff in my dot files again, which is not really the way people do things. I probably split it into a different repo later. Okay, I think I did split it already. So if I go to my, if I just go here, clone /lab, that does exist, that does exist, perfect. Cool. So I just go through my setup first, right? So I have two things. I have apps, which is the Argo apps of the things that I've installed, and manifests, which is the thing. So again, Argo CD will probably make a. So the way I'll make this content, right? I'm not going to make like a tutorial or a concept video on what is Argo CD. Instead, we'll try to build our own Argo CD, right? That's how we'll cover the concepts here. So cool. So that's Red Panda, Minio. These are a few tools. I had all this stuff. I think I'm going to start from scratch. Yeah, Nginx Ingress had some certificates and other things. I'm thinking instead of having the certificates done with Let's Encrypt like I did last time, it may be better off just using Cloudflare. Because that's how the Jellyfin works. And I'm using, yeah, I'm going to do that. So my local network here, my Ingress controller, is going to be a non-TLS Istio Ingress controller, and I'm just going to point Cloudflare to it, and certificates will be managed by Cloudflare. Cool. So the goal right now for me here is to get Argo up. Okay, the lab dot domain is fine. It could be Argo dot. I think lab dot is fine. It's okay. Cool. So that's the first goal, right? Second goal is to have Istio running, and the third goal is to install some of the like some jar. Oh, by the way, I also need something. Okay, I have to decide between K3s and Rancher as my. And by the way, what I really want to do, what I really want, like in my dreams, is to use Talos Linux. Right. So this is a amazing Linux distribution by Justin Garrison. That is. Must have heard of the guy. Justin Garrison used to work at AWS. He runs the Fork Around and Find Out podcast. He used to be on Ship It before. So this is basically bare metal Kubernetes. It's supposed to be very easy, and I think I want to do this, and I will probably someday do this. But right now, I just want my home lab to be up so that I can work on some projects, because I can't be limited to serverless all the time. So I'll get to this later. Cool. Now I can either use Rancher or K3s. Rancher is basically the enterprise RKE, RKE2. Okay, Rancher is a whole enterprise company. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to look at RKE2, right? Yeah, I can either use this, but yeah, it's enterprise ready, it's production grade. This is what I would use if I were working at a startup doing on-premise stuff, but which I was before. And we actually did it in some places, but then I think enterprise is weird too. It's a very different world. Anyways, they ended up using their own something. Cool. So this is fine, but yeah, they literally have this right here, right? RKE combines the best of both worlds from RKE1 and K3s. You can ease of use is like K3s, but it has a few more things, right? So RK2 doesn't come with its own CSI for example, right? So I have to use something like Longhorn there, which makes sense to me. I probably should do that instead of just doing K3s. Let's go RK2. It's a lot cooler, if nothing else. Cool. So I'm just gonna do this. This is just a copy pasta stuff. So yeah, ideally I should be doing this with Argo app of apps and Terraform and all that. Oxide is just getting too crazy right now. That's not. I'm just putting out words there, and these are not buzzwords. These are words that I genuinely found cool. But right now I'm not going to do that. And even I think this doesn't matter for what we want to do today. I don't even need the declarative stuff. It's all imperative. So let's install our RK2 first. Yeah, I have to be root. This is going to be very straightforward. Yeah. So I'm just going to walk through what's happening here. We are installing the RK2 channel, which takes in the latest AS version, which is 1.35 here. Hey, we do need music. I mean, sometimes it's fine, but it's a lot more fun with Suno. Right. Let's play some tunes. Cool. So we have this. Why is the music not playing? Come on, music. I need you to play. This needs to be side by side. Thank you. Actually, it needs to be the other way around. Thank you. I'm gonna make this a little bigger. Thank you. Alright, so I have to now enable the service. Then I have to start the service. That's all I need to do to start the RK server. Multi-node I probably won't get into right now because I'll do multi-node with Talos itself. Because in the past I have done multi-node, but first of all, when you do something like Longhorn and your own custom, like local self-hosted CSI, it's not straightforward, things just break. And plus, both of these nodes just have 2 GB SSD. I do have one hard disk. Ideally, what I want is multiple storage classes, and Jellyfin server should also ideally be on my Kubernetes, which it's not right now. But the fact that it's not is good in a way because that means I can probably just access it right now. Yeah, it's up. I booted my laptop, it started the service, Cloudflare daemon started, and we are up, right? So I'm just going to log into this. I think that's the password. That's not the password. That is the password. So yeah, this is my whole Jellyfin setup. We have some movies and this cool stuff, but I'm going to close this because one, copyright, and two, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, while this is running, I'm just going to split a new terminal. I'm going to SSH to node 1 and I'm going to check the journal CTL logs. Sorry. Yeah, this I had this issue last time too. I don't know why this is happening. Oh, I know what's happening. My bad. Stop this. So if I look at Etsy Rancher RK2 .yaml. Yeah, I already have some config here. This is generated view config though. And I'm going to do RK2 uninstall or as such. Okay, that'll get rid of all the config. Now I'm going to do sudo su or just get RK2. There's a very good chance I might give up and go back to K3s. Not very different. It doesn't matter. This is, we're already how much into our video here. 23 minutes only. That's pretty cool. Infra.sh doing infra is probably much faster than cool. So I have that. I'm going to enable the service. I'm going to try to start the service. I'm going to do journal CTL now. Yeah, it's setting up container D. Then it fails with it. Something is wrong with etcd for some reason. This has been happening last time too. Okay, fine. I install. Call get.k3s.io crash. Alright, we're switching to K3s. K3s is not real Kubernetes, it's like a re-implementation. It's a little simpler for the edge right? So that's what I think. This is kind of like an edge. It's fine. It's good for our purpose. All right. Sunshine, I got a heart full of summertime. Yeah, I'm listening to a lot of AI music. Why? What? No. I was about to quit OBS. Alright. Cool, I think we already have our. No, we don't? Really? Okay. rm.kubeconfig cp rancher k3s.yaml to kubeconfig. And now we need to probably do the permissions. Yes. Chown ashu, not ashu, node1 kubeconfig. Sorry, config. All right, we have our node ready. Describe. What's the node called again? Describe node Homelab node 1. Cool. So we have 16 GB RAM and some. Oh shit! This is a stupid thing that K3s always does. So it installs traffic by default, and service LP is actually pretty cool. It's a load balancer. We're not going to use it too, but it does traffic. I don't want that. I always forget the exact steps. I have to basically remove it from a config and then restart to K3s. But yeah, uninstall traffic K3s. I can't just delete the pod because it's a Helm install, but my local Helm usually doesn't show it, so I have to. What is this? Okay, fine. Since when did this site get a little pretty? What are you talking about? It is not this complicated. No, that's not the site I'm looking for. Of course, I'm not in Google. Just a second. Sometimes I need to switch my search engine. Things have changed. Alright, let's do one thing. Let's follow the actual docs, which is no traffic, right? K3s no traffic. Quick start installation configuration. Yeah, this is the thing. I don't want. Okay, I'm fine with Flannel for now, but I'm not gonna do Celium or anything like that. So this is okay. Show me the whole thing. Not Flannel. I can. No. I just want. It's been a while. Air gap is pretty interesting, by the way. Why? Why is it like this? I want traffic. Thank you. This is disable traffic. So that means go back to the previous doc. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to not keep the node token to that, of course. Instead of this, it will just be disable traffic. Never forget. wasn't coffee, it was Diet Coke. Alright. Thank you. Perfect. We don't have traffic. Following dogs is good sometimes. Alright, so I have Helm. I have the stuff. So I'm just gonna quickly use the manifests. Use that. So what do we have, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm Vim on the server, by the way. Okay. Apps are fine. Yeah, under manifest, I'm just going to use Argo CD manifest, which is a very simple thing. I do have sort, which I'm not going to do. Yeah, I'm just doing this. Oh, I have, yeah, this is a standard Argo. And what's my value overrides? Oh wow, I have a lot of overrides. Oh, I had my own logo and everything. Okay, this is good. Insecure, true, perfect. Cool. I'm just gonna do okay, manifest Argo CD is fine. Get installer search. I don't want to do. Yeah, just run this. Okay, so it's gonna create a namespace. It will create a namespace. Cool. So by the way, few background here. Right? Argo CD is basically it's pull-based continuous deployment. What it does is it runs as a oversimplifying, right? It runs as a service on your cluster, which is polling for sources, right? So you install an application, an Argo application. An application is two things. One, it points to an application manifest where you specify what chart to install. Usually it is Helm, but you can also do non-Helm. So you can just specify a git folder directory and you just apply those Kubernetes artifacts directly. Right? So it's basically a path to either Helm or any Kubernetes manifest, and it'll install that. Right? That is one. And it of course has a values object and other override stuff, which is okay. This is part of it. And the second is you have some projects created and you have some repositories connected. It could be a Git repo, it could be a Helm OCI repo. This, for example, is an OCI repo, right? OCI stands for Open Container Interface. It's basically a way to zip your code in a way that is standard and understood by Docker Hub, Helm Artifact Registry, ECR, ACR, right? All these things. Cool. So our Argo is installed. So now if I check the pods in the Argo CD namespace, we should have some stuff. Cool. I'm gonna make it bigger. I'm gonna make this bigger. Alright. So Argo CD is starting. Cool. So now our Argo CD does not have any TLS certificate. I'm hoping we did have a cert.yaml there, which I'm not gonna apply because I'm not doing certificates. Our cluster should not be aware of TLS. That's my MTLS is a different thing. I'm not gonna do that as well. My idea here is, as far as the cluster is concerned, everything is no TLS. And then Cloudflare that's already running on the server. That's how our Jellyfin is working. Right? I'll show that as well. So if I look at system CTS status Cloudflare, this is running on a server and it's already, the configuration for this is through Cloudflare. Terraform maybe, ideally, but right now it's UI. So we have the Jellyfin pointed to the Jellyfin server. I'll show you how that is done. So if I look at our Homelab is, no, this is down. Why is it still down though? It's probably connected. Okay, 1 second. Well, it's healthy, it's not down. That's fine. But that's where Jellyfin is running, right? Yeah. So within this Homelab, if I see in this connector, we have a few applications and come on, connectors. Homelab. This is gonna change your UI a little bit. Routes. Hosting routes. Nope. Go to DNS. Where is Jellyfin running? How is Jellyfin running? What do you want? Gateway. Gateway. What am I looking at? Take me to DNS records. The search has gotten bad. Oh no, it's searching within Cloudflare 1. I don't know why it's doing that. It should be on dash.cloudflare.com. Come on. Come on! Alright, it's taking forever. I think what. Okay, it's up. Cool. So if I look at our. My browser is not able to keep up with my hyperlinks. I'm just gonna make them equal length for now, equal width for now. It's fine. Almost. See, what is up with this? What is up with browsers nowadays? I don't know. Okay, let me go to DNS. Domain overview. What is going on? Ashudev.in. Records. It's free, by the way. Cool. So I have our Jellyfin server configured right here, which points to Homelab. This is exactly where I was before. Okay. What is all this UI? Thank you. So yeah, Lab and Jellyfin are both pointing here. They've made the UI a lot fancier. This is basically what is happening. So Jellyfin is running on 8096. Let me show you that. So systemctl status Jellyfin service. Yeah, so this one runs on 8096. If I check, it's at pln grep 8096. Yeah, so we have Jellyfin running right here, and that's proxy to Cloudflare. And if you look at it, this is all plain HTTP. But when I go to Jellyfin I'm gonna open that again. It has some content and copyright risk stuff. But yeah, if I open that, that's HTTPS, right? So far this lab, I used to do this. I used to point HTTPS to 443 and HTTP to 80. Okay, and then I used to do let's encrypt third port requests at 80. But I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm gonna kill this. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna edit. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Weird config. Super fancy UI. Edit this. Lab.archidev.in. I want to point this to not 443 and not HTTPS. 1 second. How does this one look? Why do I have blog archidev.in? Delete it. Okay. Why did they change their UI? They had the perfect UI. Why does this have to be like AWS? Okay. So this one, it's that simple now. I mean, it's a little easy to use, but it's a little cool. So I want a published application. As far as Cloudflare is concerned, it's a published application. That gives us another benefit as well. If we go multi-node tomorrow, I can have the Istio and this controller listen at the same port over there, and Cloudflare will do load balancing as well for us. So we get ALP for free with just Cloudflare. Golden. Alright, so I'm going to start with lab. It's going to be lab.archidev.in, and it's going to be http://localhost. I'm going to go with 8080. Cool. This is now configured. Now let's get back to our server. So now, if I do the same thing here for 8080, we have nothing running. Alright, so I'm going to go back to our cluster. I don't have anything here. Kconfig set set config current namespace equal to argo cd, not set config, kconfig. What does the thing do? Set context. 1D. What is 1D? Alright, so here we have Argo CD stuff running. That's fine. But now if I look at Istio system, this namespace doesn't exist, so nothing's gonna happen. Right? Cool. So I could install Istio with Helm, but I'm gonna just go with Istio CTL. Do I have Istio CTL? Istio CTL. No, I need that. Istio CTL. Should be Helm normally, but Homelab use case, just a simple Istio and CTL install is fine. So copy this, paste this. Downloading Istio CTL. The beauty of the human race. Alright, so I have that, I have that, and I have Istio CTL, PC, proxy, status, PS. Alright, nothing is running. So I have to install now. I think it's just Istio CTL install if I'm not wrong. Should be. Perfect. Let's proceed. Okay. How do I set the namespace? Istio set namespace. Thing. It's just a taint, right? Yeah, it's just a label, not a taint, label. These are the GPT OSS integrated. That's pretty cool. Istio injection enabled. Cool. Istio is installing. Let's wait for that. Actually, let's not wait for that. Let me show you what's happening. Node 1 report -w. So Istio gateway has been installed. Istio D is already running at this point. It's now installing gateway. And I think by default this is the latest setup, so I think Gateway API should be enabled, but I don't think I want to use Gateway API right now. I'm just going to use plain old virtual services. Perfect. So we have Istio running. Now let's see what port it's running on. Cool. So we have this running on what's the port conf mapping to? What is a port that maps to? This huge font is very confusing to me. Okay. Okay. What's the one that maps to 80? This is the 4431. Okay, 31038. That is the port. I'm gonna go back to Cloudflare and put that. I hate React. I hate the existence of React. Websites were never like this before. But they were also not fancy like this before. Yeah, but I'd rather take... What's going on? Why is this back? What? Okay. I don't need the 4431, delete that. Right now Jellyfin is the only domain I have. Thank you. Edit this guy. It's not 8080. I could specify the port as well, by the way. It's just a Helm value, but right now this is good. Cool. So with just that, we should now be able to point here. So if I go to lab-archidev.in, I should not see the Cloudflare error page ideally. I should see what. I'm gonna check on the phone. DNS config is a little weird. Pretty cool. It's not up yet. The DNS record is not updated yet. Okay, fine. That's okay. We need some time as well. So right now we don't have any virtual service. We don't have anything. We have our SVC in the Argo CD namespace, which is our Argo CD server, which is this guy. Okay, so I can create a virtual service. I'm just gonna copy pasta the template from here. I need to create a gateway as well. Do I have a gateway right now? I don't have. I don't have a gateway. So I have to create a gateway. Does it work comparatively? Like for non-default case stuff, does imperative work? Forget it. Why don't I see gateway? You know what? STO gateway local port 80 is what I wanted. Okay, 80 is fine. No domain in STO. That's Cloudflare managed. This is a very weird thing. Usually I always use certbot, cert manager, and I try to do all this in cluster. That is the right way to do it. But right now, out of laziness and also out of curiosity, I just want to see if I can completely delegate the ALS stuff to Cloudflare. I'm just going to try it out. So local port 80, call it lab GDW. What is this? What is this crap? Oh, sorry. Give me kapply eof commands. Alright. Let's do that. So now we have a gateway in STO system called lab gateway 0.8t. Now I'm going to create a virtual service. I'm just going to give it okay, I think I'm starting to see the limitations here. Because if the... No, I think it's fine. Yeah, I'm limited to ports right now. Yeah, because STO or Ingress or Nginx is not managing the domains. I can have different ports. It's doable. I can have the stuff at different ports. Okay, fine. Gateway is done already. Where did you... Are you kidding me? Host star is fine in the gateway. I don't care. No, it's not fine. Edit the get gateway, edit gateway, lab gateway. Yeah, it's not star. This is lab.architect.in. Only that host header is managed for this gateway. Okay, and create this virtual service. Cool, so now I have a VS and Argo CD which is pointing to labarchitect.in. So ideally I should be able to call it now. The domain is still not set. It is going to direct in DNS, which is the... It's the right one. This is just working sometime. It's going to Cloudflare. How long is the video? 49 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for a few more minutes if DNS resolves itself. Otherwise, we're just gonna stop. And it'll work by the next time. By the time we're in next time. I think this is it, right? Because this is too simple, but I think it makes sense, right? Because what happens is lab-archidev.in points to localhost 31038. If I do get svc, we have 31038, which is pointing to this Ingress gateway, and then we have our virtual service, which is pointing to that gateway. And if I check get gateway, we have this guy. Okay, I have one question. So if I create a new gateway, right? This guy. Let's say I call this slides gateway. Okay, so that's my idea right now. And let's say this points to, I don't know, 8001, and this is slides.ashu.dev.in. Now if I check gateways, I have two. But if I check svc, does it add stuff? It doesn't, right? So I don't need to. So if I check telnet localhost 31038, this works. If I call it, what is this? Connected, 404 not found. Why 404 not found? No, I have to give a host. Four or four. What's off? Something is off. I clearly have gateways. Okay, I have slides there. I have lab gateway. I'm looking at the keyboard, is scared. Yeah. Wait, is the port wrong? No. That's fine. Because the selector wrong. Istio Ingress gateway. BC Istio Ingress gateway. Or doesn't write it out? I'm sure it does. I can do kcapo -l istio equal to ingress gateway. It does work. Oh, I should label the namespace, by the way. Argo CD. What's the inject thingy? What is the Argo CD, dude? Istio inject command, namespace command. Because I wanted to discover it otherwise, right? I'll probably add Kiali too. I do have to roll out stuff. What? Yeah, let's roll out the deployment for Argo CD. Not labeled. What do you mean? What do you mean not labeled? Actually, just an engine, isn't it? Yeah, it has an event. Yes, exactly. So now if I look at, I first of all set the config to Arco CD. We have these pods, get deploy. You have to roll out, restart, deploy. It should have two now. Yeah. So Argo CD has two injected now. Let's try call. Why is 404? Check. Wait. Ah. See where this is 404. We have gateway and VS. What did I do? Yeah. Okay. What did you modify? What did you do? Why is Big Pickle so fast right now? Why is Big Pickle so much better than GPT-5? What are you editing? What are you trying to do? I think I know what. Slab gateway, right? This one. It does have. What do you mean? Or did it add it now? Nope. What should try to do? What's your service is an Argo CD namespace? Oh yeah. So what? It doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, sure. The namespace is different. Okay. Cool. So now our gateway lab GTW is in the namespace. Let's do 404. What's up? Argo CD is running. It's working now? What is working now? What are you trying? What? Why are you checking Argo config map? What are you doing? Hello. Oh, sorry. It was my thing, dude. I've already configured /argo. Okay. Argo CV. No, it was /argo. Okay, that's fine then. Lab.ashudev.in is not working. Why? What's up with you, Cloudflare? Wait. I wish this. I hope this doesn't screw up the stream. When I'll know with the music. I'm going to put Cloudflare in our name server. What do you mean VI is not there? Oh, sudo. Yeah. So stay scale doing something. What's up? What's up? It's not that full screen, dude. This browser is a Command F shortcut that is screwing up with my thing. Did I lose Cloudflare? I'm sleepy. I'm gonna stop now. Just once I need to look at this. The domain doesn't exist? What the fuck? That's why. What do you mean? It's a tunnel type record. Should show up here directly. This is a Cloudflare mess up then. Yeah, this should show up. If I go to Homelab. Is there a save button that I missed? Nope, it has. This is a stupid UI they've done. They had a really nice UI before. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Bye bye.